Hello, you're welcome to my question and answer session today. I am the brain behind this YouTube channel and my name is Olubenga Adetitun. Today we are taking the part B or part 2 of our question and answer series on marriage. Question and answer on marital issues or on marriage issue. We are taking the part 2 today. Many people have made comments and have messaged me personally on the first part of the question and answer series on marriage. And today I want to take the part 2 by answering the questions that people have further sent to me. The first question I have here is from someone. He said, if I had a child with my former girlfriend and now I want to marry a neutral lady, another lady, should I tell her? So this individual had a child while he was younger with another lady. They were not married. And now he wants to find out if he should tell the lady he wants to get married to today. That is a very simple thing to do. It is simple and at the same time it is complex. I've said it before that marriage is understanding. Marriage is sincerity. Marriage is love. What we refer to as love is sincerity. What we refer to as love is understanding. If you love somebody, you be sincere with the individual. You will not hide things from the individual. Now, you've had a child with somebody before, and you want to get married, and you did not tell your partner that you want to get married to. Then after 5, 10, 15, 20 years, your partner gets to know that you have a child before. It will take special pleading and understanding and love for that partner to forgive you and to love you as he or she used to do before, or to be sincere with you or to trust you as he or she trusted you before. In marriage, there should be no skeleton in anyone's cupboard, in the man's cupboard or in the woman's cupboard. Everything, put it before, place all the cards on the table. That is where understanding comes from. If you have had a child, now to the question of this individual, if you have had a child with another lady before and you want to get married to another lady now, tell the lady you want to get married to now. Let her know. If she knows, in fact, that can even help you to prove the validity of the love and of the mutualism of your relationship. It will help you to prove the validity, whether the lady will love you or will not love you with your past. I've had people who are today encouraging other people to follow the way of God, but previously, those people, they were drunkards. Previously, they used to drink. Previously, there are people that don't go to church or don't go to mosque, but today, their waking and sleeping thought is either the mosque or the church. That shows that everyone has a past. I know of a cleric who, when he was much younger and didn't know the way of God, he goes to the market. He was like an area boy. When he lands in the market women will pack items and give him ahead before he comes and takes it by himself and scatter the market and goes away. But today, he's not in that line again. He's in the forefront as a cleric. And that shows everyone has a past. So if you have a past, let your partner know. You have a baby before, let your partner know. And this individual, when I prodded him further, he even said the person that he had a child with is already married to another person with children again. So that settles the matter. The person is already married and settled in another home. So cannot come and be saying you are my husband again. Now, if the person you have a child with is not yet married, then it's also technical. You have to let the person that is unmarried, the person you want to get married, to know that somebody is here, a child is here before you came. But I didn't marry the person, I'm not marrying the person. Then the person you didn't marry that you have a child with too, you have to let the person know that you want to get married, so that there will not be confusion in the line of action as you make progress in your life and in your family. Your partner must know about your past. That can help you to prove the validity of the relationship. Another individual asked the question, sent in this question: what is the solution if one marries an impotent man? What is the solution if the husband one marries is impotent? Yes, we say that there should be no sex before marriage. Now they didn't have sex, they were just keeping themselves, and then they got married. In the marriage, now they are gotten married. The first night, the man they said they should sleep first. He's tired. The second night, he said they should pray. The third night, he said they should fast. The fourth night, he said they should hold a vigil. The fifth night, he said they should do something again. 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, the man is not touching the woman. If the man is impotent and is not touching the woman, in such a case, once the man did not tell the woman, that marriage is void. That marriage is not real, because in marriage there's nothing to hide. And if the man have hidden such things before the marriage, that means the woman has a ground. If she cannot cope with the man the way he is, she has a ground to seek for divorce. In fact, not divorce, to seek for dissolution of the marriage, not divorce. Now, when somebody divorced, that means they were married and they were not married again. But in this case, the marriage is based on false claim. The belief is that the man can perform in bed in the other room. Now, marriage has been done, the man could not perform in the other room. The lady has a ground for dissolution. That means the man was hiding things from her. That is enough ground for dissolution of the marriage. Now, in some cases, the woman has married the man. If you don't want to dissolve the marriage, you can go ahead and seek for medical attention together. If there's understanding, you can find out when did this start. Is the man, but I doubt if there's going to be understanding, because a man that will hide such things before the marriage, when it is discovered, I don't know what is going to do. What is going to happen is going to be fracas. It's going to be fighting. But in any case, in 1 or 2 cases, there may be allowance for peace. Maybe you can seek medical attention and find out if there can be medical help. If there can be, then you move on with it. If you can cope, you move on. Another note is that perhaps the man is supposed to have informed the woman before they got married, before they are joined together. In that case, they still seek for medical attention together, and then before they proceed. If medicine cannot help them, then the woman decides if she wants to go ahead or if she will not be able to go ahead with the marriage. But in most cases, it will be rare for any woman to say she wants to go ahead to marry an impotent man. The third question says, can children of a widower or widow have inheritance in the new marriage of their step parents? Can children of a widow, that means children of a widow, a woman lost her husband and she has children, maybe 3, 4, 5, or 1 or 2, no matter the number of children, and then the husband died and she's left alone, and she got married to another individual, a man, or is in the case, another case, the man had 1, 2, 3, or 4 or 5 children, and then, or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 children, and then the wife of the man died, and then the man married another woman. The man becomes a widower, marries a woman. The children he had with his first wife that died, can they have claim in the inheritance of the new marriage? The question is very, very simple, and it's very complex also. It depends on many factors. The issue of inheritance is very, very it has divided families, it has divided nations, it has divided societies, it has divided friends when it comes to money and property, and should be handled with care. The expectation legally is that the parents that have the property should make a will, and then when they pass away, the will should be read as to who gets what out of the property. In that case, if a child born to another before a child that a widower or a widow has before getting married to the second marriage, if a will is prepared and the will states that this also child gets this, whether the child from the previous marriage or from the current marriage, so the will spells it out and settles the matter, and there is no ambiguity. The owner of the property decides who gets what from the property that he or she is leaving behind. But in a situation where there's no will, it becomes quite dicey. It becomes quite dicey and quite confusing. It also now boils down to the understanding of the parents that will still be alive and the children. Can the children sit down and see themselves as brothers and sisters and settle the matter? Or is somebody interested in something? If that happens, then there will be fracas. If one party is trying to take over everything, fracas may ensue. So, yes, children of a widow or widower can have inheritance in the new marriage of their step-parents if the mother of those children that were of the former marriage are the owners of the property. If the mother of the child from the old marriage owns the property, the child will have the right in the property. If the biological parent of the child born to the widower or to the widow is not the owner of the property and is known, then the child may not have right to the property except what is given to the child. So these are issues that can be resolved amicably. Another question says, can children of a widow and widower who marry themselves? This question is assuming that the widow has some children and she got married to a widower. The widower lost his wife and with children that were with him that the wife gave birth to for him. The widow of another individual also have children and they came into the marriage. Can those children marry themselves? If the parents are not married, if the widow and the widowers did not come together to marry, they can marry themselves because they are different parents, different families. But now they have come together as one. So the man becomes the stepfather of the children of the widow. The woman becomes the stepmother of the children of the widower. Then perhaps they even have new sets of children for themselves. They have children for themselves, a child or two children or 3 or 4 for themselves. Those ones now, they are biological related children, and they now refer to the children born by the widow, who now happens to be their mother. They now call that the children of the other people step brothers or stepsisters. The children of the widower too, they were not of the same father, the same parent, now also become step brothers or step. So they are all step. They are all related in a way by marriage. So it is not good that they should get married to themselves, because it's like blood. The father is like is their blood related by blood. Previously they were not related, but the moment they got married, they have become related, because the blood of their father is entering the blood of their mother, and now the children they came out of themselves, so they cannot marry and they should not marry. Another question says, how many children should people? Okay, how many children should we plan to have? Looking at the economic realities on ground. This question is taken as assumed to be asked by newly married. Okay, how many children should we have? If I'm planning to have a child in the present world and the economic realities, how many children should we plan to have? In Nigeria, the amount of children recognized legally are 4 children. If you take most government papers, take for instance, even on tax, they recognize up to 4 children. NHIS, National Health Insurance Scheme, they recognize up to 4 children. If you have a 5th child, 6th child, 7th child, the NHIS will not capture it. And I'm aware other papers also and other formal documents recognize 4 children. So if the government is limiting the child to 4 children, you should not have more than 4 children. But if you have the capacity and you see that you can pay for the NHIS or the 5th child or the 6th child or the 2nd child, and you can take cater for all the other children that will be born after the 4th, why not? Go ahead. And if the woman is ready to bear them for you, and also ready to slug it out in the other room, then why not? You should have as many children as you have. But cut your coat, not according to your size, but according to your clothes. So look at your capacity and have children that you can cater for. Another question says, how do I know who to marry? How do I know who to marry? This is a very big question, but it's also a small question. How do I know who to marry? Somebody said, marry somebody that you love. Marry somebody that you can live with. Because you're going to the person you marry, you're going to spend the rest of your life together. Marry somebody that you know. Marry somebody that is your friend. Marry somebody that is sincere. Usually, people get married, that got married, they met somewhere. And the man have seen the woman have seen the man. And they've seen themselves, they've spoken, they've seen the background of the individual one way or the other. And then before the individual decide to get married to the individual. In fact, sometimes they are even friends. Maybe friends in the school, the same secondary school, the same university, the same polytechnic, the same college of education. Maybe friends in the mosque. They are in the same mosque. Their parents attend the same mosque. They are family friends, and they meet in the church. And you must meet somewhere. In fact, some people meet in the club. Some people meet in the place of work. So there must be a meeting point. Some people, they meet themselves in the community where they live. The street is not far from the other street, and then from there they get to know themselves. So how do I know who to marry? You are just friends or you are just acquaintances, and then it got to the time you feel you want to get married. At that point, you settle down for so many things. You look at your life agenda, your life goal. Can the individual you want to marry fit in? And many other things that you look at. But you don't look at the current. When you want to get married, you look ahead into the future in deciding who to marry. There are religious angles to it. You pray. Yes, I believe in prayer. Most faiths, religious circles believe in that you should pray to the Almighty to guide you. Yes, you pray to the Almighty to guide you, to lead you, and to show you who to marry. But at the same time, He will not just show you somebody you don't know previously. The Almighty, if you pray to Him, will show you definitely somebody that you have been relating with before, and then you discuss how you want your family to be together, and then you take it up from there. The other question says, how come that some men and women in their 40s or 50s are not yet married? The question says, why is it that some people that are old or middle age are not yet married? The question is simple and it's also complex. There may be many reasons why people are not getting married early. One of the reasons why people don't get married early today is because of education. People are going to school. The man is in school, primary school, 6 years, secondary school, 6 years, university, 4 years. That is already 14 years of this man's life in school. That is, assuming he starts school by 5, 14 plus 5, the man is 19. And then when he finishes at 19, he goes for NYSC or some form of youth national service for 1 year. It becomes 20. This is assuming there is no obstacle, no obstruction on the way. But sometimes there are 1 or 2 obstructions. And averagely finish at 20, 19, 20, 21, 22. Then he or she says he wants to go for masters. And then goes for the masters, finish at 23 or 24. Then he or she says he wants to go for PhD, goes for the PhD and finish at 27, 28 or 29. Then he or she says, okay, I want to work and get money and build a house. And then he does that for another 5 years and becomes 35. The scenario I'm painting is an ideal one. But some cases, some people don't get admission to university for 4, 5 years. They are still trying. Some people don't pass their school start at the first sitting. They do it 3, 4, 5 times before they pass it. And then the years have gone. By the time they are coming out of university, they are 27, 28. Then when they come out, they struggle to get a job. Before I got married, I want to get a job. Before the job comes and they settle down, do some other things, they are in their 30s or in their early 30s or late 20s. Now, the question again is, how come that some men and women in their 40s and 50s are not married? One case I've stated is the cost of education and the economic reality. People want to get resources before they settle down, especially the Igbos. In Nigeria, the Igbos, they want to get as much resources as they want before they settle down and have a family. Now, another reason why people in their 40s and 50s are not yet married is because the woman sees herself as very beautiful, and then she's choosing and selecting men, and she's rejecting suitors. A man comes to her, she rejects him. A man comes to her, she rejects him, thinking a better offer is going to come her way. And then after 1 year, the offer that comes is less than the first. The offer that kept coming, they kept reducing. And she's thinking she could get a bigger or better offer. But the bigger or better offer did not come as she wanted it. What is she going to do in that case? She will have to wait. And then when a woman gets to advanced age, late 30s, 40s, most men younger than her do not want to go for her. So she had to wait and wait and wait, and then somebody eventually comes around and then takes her, and then they move around. So rejecting of suitors, expecting a better suitor to come, is one of the reasons why people do not get married until they get to their 40s or 50s. So in their 40s or 50s, in fact, the family will now say, yeah, you just have to, the family will be bothered. That is this how our brother will stay without having a child? Is this how our sister will stay without having any man to marry her, any person and giving birth? And then they can even do arrange. They can arrange somebody for them, and they can encourage them and guide them and be monitoring what happens in the marriage. Another question says, should an impotent man marry? Should an impotent man married? One of the reasons for marriage is for legitimate pleasure. Legitimate pleasure is one of the reasons why we get married. Legitimate pleasure in that something that you cannot do with any other person. In the other room, you do it with your wife. You do it with your husband. So now, an impotent man, he cannot do those things because of the impotency. The impotent man cannot satisfy a woman in the other room because of the impotency. So can such an individual get married? That is the question. The answer I have to give, because another reason for marriage is procreation, not just for legitimate pleasure alone, is also to have children. An impotent man cannot have children, so he should not marry. He should not marry. He should not get married if he is impotent. Another question comes that should a woman who does not menstruate get married? The same scenario that goes for the impotent man may go for the woman. As a woman, you observe that as you have never had your menstruation since when you came to puberty, no menstruation, or some secondary sexual characteristics that is expected at puberty are not seen in you as a woman, then you don't have business getting married. What causes this is some hormonal imbalance in the body. The impotent man has hormonal imbalance. The woman that is not having secondary sexual characteristics in her body has some hormonal imbalance. What both of them can do is to seek medical attention. Medical attention. Medical attention. If they have sought medical attention up to the age of marriage and there is no solution, they should forget about it and just live their life and move on, instead of getting married and causing problem in the marriage. Another question asked by someone is that why do most celebrities divorce? Why do most celebrities divorce or separate? The individual people are worried most celebrities, their marriages don't last. I'm not too sure of that. What I can say is that what is happening to the celebrities is happening to all other people also that are not celebrities. What is happening to celebrities that we see. But the problem is that celebrities are celebrities, they are popular. So we know about them. In fact, the newsmakers, newspapers or television stations, they broadcast their gossip. They gossip about them to sell their papers or to make their stations, their radio or television stations to be known or to be accepted at all times. Celebrity gist is hot cake in the news media, in the news industry. So most celebrities really not what is happening to celebrities, as I said, is also happening to non-celebrities. So it's not only celebrities' marriages that break or that don't last or that divorce or that they separate. People who are not celebrities, who are not known by you, also are divorcing. But because they are not known by anybody, nobody brings their marriage issue up to the public. So, but that is one. So everybody, both celebrities and non-celebrities, should be careful. For everyone, for the marriage not to break, we must all create time for ourselves. The husband must create time for the wife. The time must create time for the husband. The same way we create time for our children. Now, the handset, the phone, has made many people not to create time for their families, not to create time for themselves. You just assume the man will be fine, the woman will be fine, everything's going to be cool, everything's going to be okay. And somebody said, the woman who does not cook for her husband, the man who does not do one or two things for the wife, people who are doing those things eventually will take over some responsibility of the individual. Even in some cases, take over the individual, and that is going to cause a divorce. That is going to cause a divorce. Somebody said this is the reason why some men fall for the house help, because the house help is the one that will sweep the floor, clean the house, cook the food, bath the children, and even serve the husband. So the house help is indirectly the wife of the man. So women, create time for your husband. Husbands, create time for your wives. Create time for your children. Create time for your family. Another thing that causes divorce in the or separation is money. When there's no money, there's no honey. No money, no honey. But when there's money, there's honey. So let's work hard and plan for money in our marriage. Other things that can cause divorce or separation is other men or other women. Yoruba adage says, kò sí ọkùnrin tó lè gbà kó bá ìyàwó ẹ̀ lórí itan kí ọkùnrin míì kó gbé ìyàwó ẹ̀ sẹ́sẹ̀. No man will agree, except the man has psychological problem. No man is going to agree. Even when he has a psychological problem, he will never agree. No man that somebody else's wife of A or wife of Mr. B, Mr. C will not carry the man on the leg, and Mr. B sees that Mr. B is not going to take it easy. So other men or other women, the same thing. If you are too close to a woman, or your wife is too close to a man, it can cause suspicion, and it can affect the marriage if not well handled. Then for celebrities, the bad film that they act, and some of the couple may be jealous. So understanding is needed to balance things up. Another question is asking that, another individual is asking this question, that are medical tests important if we really love ourselves and want to get married? The individual is asking, why do we need to do medical tests? Are medical tests, are they really important? Do you need to do this test, do that test? You want to get married? Why are we asking us to do genotype test? Why are they asking us to do HIV test? Why are they asking us to do syphilis, to check for syphilis and other diseases that are in the body? These tests are very good for us. In fact, I've heard of individuals who went ahead to do more tests than the tests that are requested for normally in the churches or in the mosque. The church will ask you to do the test for genotype, so that if the man is AS and the woman is AS, they have the sickle cell, they have the normal gene and the sickling gene AS, the normal gene A, the sickling gene S. So if during fertilization, when each individual have AS, the man has AS, the woman have AS. If they during gamete formation, only one of these sex chromosomes will go into the gamete in the gamete formation. Only one from the woman will go, only one from the man will go. So if S from the man goes, S from the man go, and they join together to form SS in the child, SS is sickler, and that is problem. That is not good. That is not good for the family. We're talking about economy, talking about money and other things. This is an avoidable problem. So to avoid bringing a sickler child into the world, parents are advised to do genotype tests so that AA man can marry AA woman, AA man can marry AS woman, AS man can marry AA woman. But it is discouraged that AS man should marry AS woman. It is discouraged that SS should even marry. Except you see the partner sees and is ready to go on with the marriage. So this is why the genotype test is done. Another test done is syphilis test and HIV test. HIV is a viral disease infection that if it infects somebody is infected, the person cannot be cured. There's no cure for it. There's no cure for HIV. So for every individual to know what they are going into, that is why they have to do the test. That is why they have to do the test, so that in fact the test will be able to guide you more whether you are compatible or not compatible. Then the syphilis test. When syphilis stays too long in an individual, it can become advanced. Medical tests. The importance of medical tests in marriage, before marriage, cannot be overemphasized. It is important that the man to be the husband and the wife to be the wife, the woman to be the wife, their health status must be known, so that one person will not just come and put the other person into serious problems. That's why you have to check your health status, ask different questions. Check your health status, ask questions, open your mouth, ask questions. Go to a good medical doctor, ask the doctor questions, can go together. Look at books on human health, puberty. What are the signs that should be in the man that you can see? Visible signs. What are the signs that you must see in the woman? Visible signs that shows that she is healthy or he is healthy. When a man that is 30 years old or 25 years does not have mustache and he does not have beard, it's a sign of some things. It's not that he's shaving it, but it's not even coming out. It means a lot. You cannot, before the marriage, put your hand in the man's private part, on the woman's private part, but you can see her breast, and you can see some other features in her body. You can see her hips, that there's a way the hips is going to be, showing that it is ready to receive the child, to accommodate the child, to be the accommodation for the child. Because when the woman carries the baby in the stomach, it's not really the stomach that is carrying, the hips is part of what is carrying it. The hips. So there's a sign that comes, there's a shape that the hips and that area, this side and this side will take to show you that the woman is getting set to carry a baby. So medical test is important, cannot be overemphasized. It cannot be overemphasized. In fact, when you get pregnant, when the woman gets pregnant in the marriage, you can go for what is called prenatal diagnosis. So even the health of the child, unborn child, you can go and check it. But this is not done in every hospital. It's checked in some specialized hospitals and some teaching hospitals in Nigeria and some other countries. Another question is asking that, can I go on with my wedding and marriage if my parents say no? So the question is asked, if the parents are saying, no, don't marry him, don't marry her, can you go ahead and marry? The parents have seen something before they say don't marry him. Maybe your father has seen something, your mother has seen something. Don't take what they are saying for granted. Don't take it as just words of people that don't know what's happening in this 21st century. Take it to what they are saying, because they see farther than you. So take it to whatever your parents are telling you concerning your marriage. Try to sit down and talk it over. Try to sit down and settle the matter and see how the matter can go, and then see how it can be resolved. Bring out your argument. Let your parents bring the argument, you bring your argument, then see who has the superior argument, and then agree, and then you move on. If your parents have superior argument, agree with them and forget about it. If you have the superior argument, then they should agree with you, and then you move on with your marriage. So parents are very, very important in our married life. Not just parents, other members of our family too are very, very important. Another question I have here is that how can one prepare for marriage? How can one prepare for marriage? This is, in fact, this will be a question for another video. This should be a question for another video entirely. How will a woman prepare for marriage? How will a man prepare for marriage? How? There are stages in life. There is a childhood stage. There is different stages according to psychologists. There are different stages in life. That's why when somebody is 20 years old or 25 years old, you don't take cane and start spanking the child. There's a way you can punish that individual. In the place of work or in the university, you don't beat anybody because everybody is supposed to be mature. There's a child. There's a way children are being disciplined. So discipline a child, you don't just fail the child. To a child in primary school or nursery school, if the child fails, then the child is not a dunce, it's not a dundee child, then the teacher will be blamed. So there's a way the teacher is going to handle a child in primary school or in daycare. There's a way the teacher will handle a child in primary 2, primary 4, different from the child in primary 6 or in JSS3 or SS3, different from the undergraduate in the first year or the undergraduate in the final year. There are differences. So, how do you prepare for marriage? When you reach the age of marriage, you must have gone through the primary school, you must have gone through secondary school, you must have gone through the university or the polytechnic or the college of education before you secure a job and then you think of getting married. If that is not the case, if you're not going in the line of your education, maybe you went to primary school, you can read and write, then you must have a trade. You must learn a trade, whether you're a man or you're a woman. You must have learned a trade, or you are doing a business that is yielding and a business that can thrive, a business that is what is sustainable. Sustainability of a business, of a concern, is very, very important in marriage. What is sustainable development? Sustainable development is development that will take care of the present need without jeopardizing the future need. Sustainable development will take care of your present need and also take care of your future need. So that is what we call sustainable development. If you are doing a job paying you 1,000 naira per month and you are living in a house of 2,000 naira per month, that is not sustainable. You can't sustain the house for so long. Why? Because you are earning 1,000 per month and your rent is 2,000 per month. You cannot meet up. You are going to feed, you are going to clothe yourself, you're going to go out, you're going to come in transport and other things. So that is not sustainable. So in marriage, everything we do, you must have a job, you must have a business, you must have education, you must be doing something that will bring in money onto you. Then you must be mature. You must be mature in handling things. Not that anything that happens, you just take the phone and call your parents. If something happens, you take the phone and call your dad or your mom. If there's too much soup in the pot, or if your husband comes from work and his face is showing somewhere, you just take the phone and call your mother, or you call your father, or you call somebody. Or if your wife is doing something, you take your phone and call somebody. You should be mature before you go into marriage. Marriage is not for children. It's not for babies. You should have emotional maturity so that when something happens, you can easily know how to handle it without reverting to other people. How do you prepare for marriage? Read books on marriage. I cannot overestimate this. Read books on marriage. This question and answer on marriage, go and check more question and answer on marriage. That is how to prepare for marriage. There are so many question and answer videos and many videos on marriage, both in Nigeria and outside of Nigeria, outside of Africa, in US, in UK, everywhere we have speakers. Those who have spoken ahead, those who are speaking now, or wherever. Listen to them and get the sense out of what they're saying. That is how you get prepared for marriage. Learn from the experiences of others. Attend marriage seminars. Attend marriage seminars where they discuss couple, not where they discuss theory, where they discuss practical issues. Where they discuss practical issues that have to do with the home. I was somewhere some time ago. The man said, you want to show love, but the woman is not cooperating. They talk about toothpaste. Me, I prefer toothpaste to be pressed here. My wife prefers it to be pressed in the middle. I prefer it to be pressed on the bottom, or from the head. Just ordinary toothpaste, and it can cause trouble in the home. So when you listen to the answers and the questions, it will help you. It will help you in your own marriage. But if you don't have sufficient experience, it's going to affect your marriage. It's going to affect your own marriage. So attend seminars on marriage, read books on marriage, and you are going to be glad that you did. You are going to be glad that you did. We're going to stop now for now and take a break. After the break, we'll continue. Welcome back. Another question before me now is that, is there one person in the world that one can marry, or that one should marry, or there are options? So there are some people that believe that God Almighty has ordained one person that you must marry. That the moment you don't marry that person, your life cannot be the same again. That you cannot make it. If you don't marry that person, that's all. You have missed it. You have missed it. You have missed it. You have missed it. But if you marry that person, you have not missed it. You see, the issue is that this is not totally true. I am a Christian and I read the Bible. In the Bible, there was a story about Abraham's servant. Abraham's servant, he prayed to God. He said, God, as I go, let me meet with somebody that I will marry for Isaac. And he went and he spoke to a lady, and the lady agreed. So if the lady did not agree, he would have gone to somebody else. Also, if you stand by saying there's only one person that is the perfect person for you to marry, now you thought you have seen the person, and you went to the person, and the person said, no, I'm not going to marry you, whether a man or a woman. And he said, I'm not going to marry you, I'm not going to marry you, I won't marry you, I'm going my way. And you persuade 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, even up to 10 years, waiting for the person. The person said, no, I'm not marrying you. In fact, the person got married to somebody else. And you are still there waiting and said, I'm going to marry you. When the person is already married, some people are very, very myopic. And they are very, very unreasonable when it comes to marriage issues. They now said that is the person, and the person is married already to somebody else. They say the person is still the person. So are you wishing that the person's husband should die, or that the wife, something should happen to their family, then the person comes to marry you? This should not be, and we should have proper understanding of things. There is no one person that you must marry. That if you don't marry the person, that is all. You cannot marry another person. There's no such thing. When your heart is moving tending towards somebody, and you make the move, if the person say no, and you give the person the time to decide or to change his or her mind, and the person did not change his or her mind, then you have, especially if the person married somebody else, you have to marry somebody else also. And the person you marry, somebody else you marry, may now give you, you may have better with that person than even with the initial person you thought you are going to have a better relationship with. So there is no one person that one must marry. It depends on the situation and the circumstances. The next question is asking that can people match make? Can somebody else help me to get a wife or a husband? So this person is asking, can somebody else help an individual to get a wife or to get a husband? This is a good question. This is a good question. Can somebody help somebody else to get a wife or a husband? The answer is simple and it is no. The answer is simple and it is yes. It can be yes and it can be no. It depends on the situation. But in an ideal case, ideally, every individual should find his own wife. Ideally. But there are some people, that is their own makeup. They cannot find their wives. They cannot even raise their head and talk to a lady. The lady cannot raise their head and talk to a man. Even though they love the man, they cannot raise their head and talk. They don't know how to do it. In such a case, either they be taught how to do it. Okay, when the man does this, this is what you do. Or in some cases, such people, you can help them. You that you are close to the individual, you have seen his temperament or her temperament, or the way she is, and you know the other party also. You know the brother or the man, and you know the girl or the lady. So what do? You can matchmake. Matchmaking is possible, but it is not ideal. This matchmaking comes in special cases. When somebody is advanced in age and the person does not seem to know how to get a wife or to know how to get a husband to marry, and you know the capacity and the potential of the person, you know the mannerism of the person, you know the characteristics of the individual, of the man and the woman, then you can try to matchmake. You can try to talk them to see how they can be joined together in marriage. The marriage of Isaac did not toast Rebekah. It was the servant that did the work. In fact, Isaac did not even see her. They just brought her to him. This bringing to him used to happen in the olden days when our fathers will just arrange the son of their friend or the wife of a friend and marry him or her to their wife, to their son or to their daughter. And their marriages don't have any issue, don't have any problem. They have difficulty, they go to their parents, they resolve it. They have difficulty, they go to their parents, they resolve it, or they resolve it among themselves. And they move on. And the friendship in the family also moves on. Today, it's not so because of technology, because of advancement, because of so many things. And the people that we are copying in the advanced world, they have divorce issues like no man business. The divorce rate in advanced country is on the increase because there is no thing that will hold them together. When love and relationship of the man and the woman is strained and is about to cut, the love and the cushioning effect of the family comes in to melt it, to bring it, to bond it together. The love and the cushioning effect of the family comes in to bind it together. The father comes in, the mother comes in, everybody comes in, the sisters and the brothers, they hold it and they glue it together. Then they put glue and then they hold it. Then after some time, it's bound together and then it's like grafting. They graft it and they hold it and they tie it until they are able. But in a situation whereby family is not involved, like we have in most marriages today, the family is not involved. So what happens? Any little thing, he shouted at you, he beat you, you just pack out. No father to go and talk to, no mother to go and talk to, no sister to go and talk to. Everything scatters. So it's possible for people to help another individual to get wife or to get a husband. It is not ideal. Ideally, they should find their wife for themselves or find their own husbands for themselves. We'll take a break now and we'll come back shortly and continue. Welcome back. Another question here says, who should do the toasting? Is it the man or the woman? Or who should ask the other party out? Is it the man or the woman? This is a very simple question. In African settings and in most cultures in the world, the man should do the asking, should ask the woman out in most and ideally. But there are some cases whereby the woman is interested in the man and she has seen the sign that the man is interested in her, but the man is not coming up to ask her hand. So the woman will talk, and we talk to the man and tell him, I want us to move on, to take a step, to move on, to form a relationship, to do something. The woman may give the man signs, and the man is afraid that the man is afraid of rejection, maybe afraid of rejection. So if the man is afraid of rejection, he will not speak. So the woman can, in that case, speak, and then they can move on with the family by so doing. They can move on with the relationship, and they can move on with the family. I have instances where people, the woman asks out the man, and then they are happily married. In fact, those people have a television show where they were discussing marriage, and they said in marriage, when issues come, people will expect you to bottle it in, just take it easy. Instead of you to vent and to speak out, you take it easy. And something else happens, you take it easy. Something happens, you take it easy. The day you will talk, you will almost burn the house down. But if the first thing happens, you speak. The second one happens, you speak. Your partner knows who you are, and then your partner begins to amend. And then the fourth thing, the 10th thing happens, you speak, and you express your mind that maybe you are happy or you're not happy. So your partner knows where you stand. But in a situation whereby you don't speak because of culture, you will not speak, you will not talk, you just keep quiet, then things keep on piling until it piles to some extent. And then you don't try to speak, and then you don't try to talk, and then the talk becomes your accumulated talk. Then you land it at that day, and everybody is wondering, are you the one or you're not the one? So we should be able to express ourselves in marriage. The man can ask the woman can ask the man. The woman can ask the man's hand in marriage. The man can ask the woman's hand in marriage. But before the woman does that, she must have used all methods to see and to check and to make the man take the move. And if he does not take the move, then the woman will open her mouth and talk to the man that, see, I am interested in you, and I don't know how you feel, but I love you. I want us to get married. So the woman can do that. So and then the man responds. The man responds. The response can either be yes or no. So the woman can also ask, but in most settings all over the world, most cultures, the man does the asking. But there are cases where the woman does the asking. So you have only one life to live, and life is time, and your life is going and it's moving, and your time is going and your time is counting. So make it enjoyable. I'm going to talk to you some other time. My name is Olubenga Adetutu, and this is the Olubenga Adetutu YouTube channel. I have other videos that talk about marriage, what you need to do that your marriage will not break, how to handle a nagging wife, and one secret that will make your marriage to last longer. I have other videos on success and entrepreneurship and many others that are there. Check my YouTube channel, check the playlist, and you are going to be glad you did. To listen to my what I have to say, you are surely going to be glad you did. I make a boast that if you listen to what I'm saying for 1 year, and you keep listening, before the end of 1 year, you are sure to become a success. I am going to talk to you some other time. Bye for now. If things are going to work, it's up to you. If your marriage is going to be successful, it's up to you. If you're going to get married to the right person, it's up to you. Whatever is happening or is going to happen in your life, it is up to you. You are a major determinant in whatever happens in your life. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please click the notification button, notification bell. Please like my video. Please share my video with others. And you are going to be glad you did. I love you, I care for you, and I like you. Have a good marriage, have a good life. Bye, and God bless you. Please keep the questions coming in.